Thank you. I had every intention to memorize this essay. To come down. Okay. Is this good? Yeah. Okay. I had every intention to memorize this. I've been in college for more than 2 weeks and have not stopped crying, which has made it really hard to do anything. So I will try my best. This past Saturday, August 18th, marks my 4th year living in Washington. On the surface, this is nothing but a fun fact to draw people in. But it is much more than an interesting conversation starter. It's one of those decisions that has truly defined who I am. When people ask why I moved, I always respond with a casual change in scenery. I mean, it was. Instead of staring at red dirt hills and Confederate flags, I'm looking at snowy covered mountains and LGBTQ rainbow flags. I absolutely love it, but it is a little more complicated than that. I left Mississippi so that life could breathe back into my soul. The alternative would have been a spiraling black abyss that wouldn't be helpful for anyone that I left behind. When I moved across the country, I cried a handful of times, but really, it was more of a guilty cry. I missed my friends and family, sisters and brothers. I missed the mom that tried to give me everything she possibly could before she tried to mend her heart with ways that never work. The mom that read me books and sang to me. But I do not miss the mom that threatened to kill herself to watch the tears roll down mine and my sister's faces, or the mom that screamed and cursed at us. But I miss my mom. And I'm still working on forgiveness, but despite it all, the untold stories, she loves me in the best ways that she can. My mom is getting better, but I cannot shake the fact that I left my youngest sister, who still has what feels like a lifetime in that house. So when I cry occasionally for Mississippi, I cry a guilty cry. One day I will be able to deal with my guilt. But now, 4 years later, I am in a room with off-white walls, a twin-size bed that slouches in the middle, and a door that slams no matter how softly I try to shut it. I am 2 hours away from home, and I have cried every day. I wake up a little sadder and homesick. I'm missing a home that has been home for 4 years, but the best home I've lived in. I miss the open doors and the smell and the white dirty carpets that drive my dad insane, and the cats. I miss the people that make it home. I miss the mothers that have filled my heart when my mom wasn't able, the nurturing, supporting, loving people who have helped guide me because a child needs their parent just as much at 18 years as 18 days. It's the strangers that have taken me under their wings because they saw something bright in me. They saw a broken child looking for the light. When I was severely depressed in Mississippi a year before I moved, it was my math teacher. She would sit outside every morning in the main courtyard and listen to the stories. Later, she would invite me to babysit her son, who was too young to really be babysat by a 14-year-old. She could see the dark bags under my eyes and the dropping grades. When I would go over to babysit, she would clean or cook while I played with her son, anything to make it seem like I was needed. When he would go down for a nap, she would leave me a pillow and a blanket on the couch. I would try hard not to fall asleep, but every time I did, almost every weekend I went over to babysit. And now I've realized she didn't really need me to babysit. She was just giving me a safe place. When I moved to Vancouver, it was different. I wasn't in the same position. I never really needed saving. I had a safe place. I just needed a person to sometimes lean on that could somewhat resemble a mom for me, but I didn't really even know that until after I met my junior year English teacher's wife, Jessica. She is one of my favorite people. I met her at a PTO meeting to make decorations. After the meeting, I was waiting for my sister to pick me up. Her husband told me, "If you ever need a mom figure, my wife is always here for you." The sentence shocked me because I have never thought about what I was missing. I left to get away from my mom, and here someone was offering to be a mom to me. She took me prom dress shopping and helped me pick out my hair and makeup. She gave me one of her favorite books, which is now definitely my favorite book. She offered her love before I even knew that I needed it. My senior year, I met Erica. She was getting ready to put on her Heroes Roar event when she read my essay that was published and was convinced that I could change the world. My mom read me my essay out loud on FaceTime so that I wouldn't miss a single reaction. It was not as exciting. It was a lot more skepticism. Erica's reaction meant the world to me. Later, Erica wrote a letter to me, which she read at Orpheus, another really awesome speaking event. And she said everything that I've always wanted to hear. I remember crying because I know I needed it. And it was things that I had always wanted my mom to say to me. And I couldn't get over the fact that she thought of all these amazing things just over a course of a couple months. She believed in me in the ways that my mom had always told me she did, but I would never believe it. Before I left for college, we had lots of tea dates. They are one of my favorite things. I was always so jealous of the girls that had such great relationships with their moms, and now it feels like I have something like that. Thank you for always believing in me. But there's not enough time in the world to appreciate all the women that have been in my life. But I do appreciate all of the people that have impacted my life, those listed and those who are not, like my best friend's mom, Brenda, my sisters, and even my siblings' moms, Miss Heidi and Rainice. Each person giving me something I needed, whether it was just simply listening, believing in me, or loving me even when they didn't have to. I once saw a quote that said, "Behind every great woman is a mom," which can be true, but I think in my case, behind me are lots of great women. Thank you.